This is Richie from Junkies TV. Today we're going to do a little review of the Hayden Mofo 55 watt combo. It's a 2-channel amplifier with a Mofo switch and 2 preset EQs, one of them being heavy and the other one being flat. Let's go in for a closer look. Okay guys, we're going to be playing through a Fender Strat on the bridge pickup. I'm going to play a few simple chords and just tweak around the knobs as I go. Okay guys, I'm just trying to give you a little feel for the way the tone settings work on this amp. They work like no other I've used really. The presence tone is very, very sensitive, and the treble tone works more of a filter really. I'll just try and give you a quick demo. I'll play a chord and move it up and down quickly, and it almost cuts in and out like a filler. Like I said, it's like no other amp I've used. See, so I hope you can get a kind of idea what I'm trying to say to you there. If the mic's picking it up properly, but it works, like I said, it works like a filter. You can really get some beautiful cleans through this amp. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to just quickly run through that, show you what the tone settings can do, and then we're going to move on to the Mofo switch now, which is over here on the far side. And when it's going to be coming on, it's going to be indicated by the red light coming on and off. Again, I'm going to be playing some really simple chords with the Mofo switch going on and off, and we'll leave that on 12 o'clock at first to show you the rising level. Then I'll tweak that up and down, and I can really show you how much of the extra half a preamp valve really does make a difference. Depending on how much of a solo you want to cut in or out, you can really sort of dictate how much you want your solo to cut through, depending on where you have your Mofo knob set. I mean, when I'm gigging, I try and have it set, you know, a few decibels above the sort of normal rhythm settings I would have. And out of all the boost pedals I've used and tried with. This is by far the best one I've used. I mean, this was the biggest selling point for me on the amp. Basically, just to have that solo boost built into the amp and kicking in that extra half of a tube really sort of adds an extra bit of growl to the amp. I also wanted to run through the heavy and flat on channel 1, and then after we've done that, we're going to channel 2, which is more for the sort of grittier and dirty blue sort of sound. So I'll just run through the heavy and flat now, which are these two switches up here, heavy and flat. These two can't be accessed by a foot switch, which I thought was a kind of flaw, whereas the Mofo is obviously accessed by the foot switch. So again, I'll just run through a few simple chords and turn them off and on so you can hear what they do. Okay, so I think the heavy setting actually is really suited for like fattening up some single coils. I mean, you can't really hear it on the clean setting as such, but when you're playing like a heavier riff and you put the heavy setting on, it makes the single coils fatten up like a humbucker. So I think the heavy's sort of more suited to single coils, and the flatten will actually take like the roundness off of a humbucker and almost turn the humbucker into a single coil. So again, I'm just playing through the Strat on the bridge pickup, and I'll show you what the flat setting does now. I think that the flat setting gives it a real sort of round sound. Just seems to smooth everything off like it should almost be on all the time. I'll just keep showing you a few different things. Okay, so that's channel 1 pretty much done with. I'm just going to dial in a quick nice tone on channel 1 so you can see actually what it can do if you spend a little bit of time with it. One thing I did want to also mention was that you've got a mute button up on the top right of the amp, which is really handy in between, like if you want to speak or if you just want to turn the noise of the amp off. Well, you know, it's very simple to do. I'll just show you quickly. So it's as simple as that. So, you know, if you don't want any of that noise or there's a technical error when you're gigging, hit the mute switch. You know, you don't even have to turn the standby off, and that gets rid of all your sound. Another great option. Dial in a nice little clean tone on channel 1 and just show you what she can do. I'm just going to whack the Mofo on and off as well, just again to give you an idea what it'll do. I mean, I'm really going through it quickly. You can tweak it and really get this amp to sing, but I'm just trying to give you a quick idea of what this can do. Okay. Okay, so that's a quick look at channel 1. Also, I forgot to mention that both channels have got independent master knobs and gain knobs. So it's quite handy if you want to get like an early sort of breakup of the amp. You can turn the gain right up and sort of manipulate with the volume. And again, they're both independent, so you can get two different volume settings on two different channels. Okay, so we'll move now straight on to channel 2. I'll put all the settings back to 12 o'clock and we'll run through it again. Okay, on channel 2, it's more of the crunchy sort of dirty channel. I'll quickly show you what the gain can do as well. Just to show you a bit more, like you can get like a dirty blues, anywhere from dirty blues up to like high end distortion. I mean, I'm playing through the Strat at the minute, so it's going to be more classic for your blues. But if I do play from my baby over here with the Holy Diver, it really sort of kicks ass on the rock sound. So bear in mind, if I'm going to try and give you something heavy, it's going to be through a Strat. Okay, so I'm just going to play around with the gain and just give you some different sounds. Again, it's going to be simple chords. I'm trying to show you the amp. Okay, so you can see what the gain do. I mean, it's really, really responsive. I think it's actually more suited for like a really nice sort of bluesy sound. But if you put pedals in front of this amp, it absolutely loves it. So we will move now onto the Mofo switch. Again, I've got all the tone settings still set at 12 o'clock, so I'm just showing you each tone setting independently so you can see what they do. I'm going to now leave the settings where they are and show you what the Mofo switch does on channel 2. Okay, again, as you can see, it's quite a big boost. Seems to signify it more on channel 2, which is great because, I mean, everyone likes to solo on a overdrive setting. So we are now going to just quickly show you the heavy and the flat EQ settings as well. So I'll just play now, again, on channel 2 with the Mofo switch off, and I'll push the heavy setting on first so you can see what difference that makes. So again, you can see it kind of does add a bit of extra volume, but it just makes everything a bit bigger, a bit heavier, a bit gnarlier, I suppose. Again, you can tweak around with the EQs, and you know, you can really make it sing. Again, I'm going to show you now the flat EQ, and then I think what we'll do is we'll dial in a couple of nice tones, and that will pretty much wrap this review up. So let's check out the flat sound. One thing I did actually want to show you before we move on was what the amp sounds like when you've got the heavy switch engaged and the Mofo on too. It's a colossal sound. Okay, so to wrap up, I'm going to stall in a nice, what I think is a nice sound on channel 2. Play a few little licks, and then I think that pretty much wraps it up. There's nothing else to look at. I mean, obviously you've got the channel selector here and the Mofo selector here, but both of these are selectable by foot switch that comes with the amp. Okay. Right guys, I hope you liked the video. My opinion on the amp is it's kick-ass. It's definitely the best amp that I've owned. There's a great deal on Anderton's. I think it retails at £1,600, but the price at Anderton's was $595. Now there was only 2 left. I bought one of them, so hopefully there's still one left if you want to get one. I would recommend this amp to anyone. It really is the best amp I've owned, and the Mofo switch really does sell it for me. So if you like the video and you like the review, please hit the like and subscribe button below, and there's going to be plenty more videos coming up soon. Holla!